Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews. I'm back kind of ish with this video for Red Sprite number 8. It will be pretty short and sweet because I want to get to the points and move on. It won't be a 5-point review, it will be just blah, 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 boom. Anyway, so the reason why there's been kind of delays with a lot of stuff that I've been doing. Remember when I said in an earlier video that if at any point I just disappeared and stopped making videos for like a couple of days, it'll be for personal reasons. So the personal reason basically is the birth of my first child. A little girl, she was born on Tuesday. She's still in the hospital and I'm kind of coming and going, spending my nights there, coming back for some sleep, shower, cleaning up and going again. So I've not really had time to kind of get this in. This is probably the one time. I was expecting them to be discharged today, but they're not. So that's why I'm getting this time. Anyway, to give you an update, expect a couple of delays for the next couple of days. The 7 Deadly Sins I was meant to do on the Saturday or the Sunday because it was an early release. I will bundle that with the next 7 Deadly Sins video, which will probably be Sunday, Monday. So that's that. Fairy Tail I have already released. Nobody watched it, but that's a separate story. Also, given a chance, I'll probably look to do The Promised Neverland tomorrow. I was hoping to do that again on Sunday, so that will be 9, 10, 11, or whenever 11 comes out, I'll have 9 and 10 ready to kind of attach to that. Whenever Boku no Hero comes out, whenever Black Clover comes out, or whenever World Trigger comes out, I will read them. And then as soon as I get a chance to make the video, I will review them and get them up, more than likely over this weekend. So bear with me guys, I appreciate your patience. No one's really complained on my videos, even though I've only got 53 subscribers, but besides the point. On another kind of point, speaking of subscribers, I was on Social Blade while I was there. I was just waiting through things while I was waiting to see my little one. I'm like ranked stupidly low because I've got like only 53 subscribers. Apparently, if I continue to go at this rate, I might get to 173 subscribers by 2020. Now, as funny as that is, that's literally sad. I do not want that. I want it a lot sooner if possible. So please, if you can, help me out. Pass it with your friends. Anyone that likes this kind of thing, subscribe and get them to subscribe. Share it with your friends, and hopefully we can get there a lot quicker. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this review. So, Chapter 8, the Nalbion Kingdom. No major action happens, but it's very good for world building and setup. So, a few things to kind of get from this. The main general theme is the idea that if you don't get with the times, you get left behind. That's pretty much the history of Nalbion Kingdom. So, Nalbion Kingdom was basically, because of the way it's built, it's kind of like Sicily in the sense where it's a separate island, with Italy, but it's attached to Edenia Kingdom. Which is why Edenia Kingdom's always on the case. But basically, in the past, they were good for the naval base, but with the change of the century and introduction of Thunder Corps, they kind of got left behind with the times. And as such, a lot of their fighting style and tactics are based on that. One of the reasons why the Edenia Kingdom have been struggling is mainly because of Alfred, a Thunder Corps human, former slave. Anyway, we'll get to him in a second. So one of the defenses they have is this big thundercloud. I think that's the only thing that could really muster with the technology. But basically what it means is aerial assault from other kingdoms, Edenia Kingdom especially, is rendered useless, which means you have to come from the ground, which means a lot of ground wars happen. So because of that, they've been fighting them off for a long time. Personally, I say just destroy the bridge or destroy the area that covers them, and then be an island, and then if you need to go across, fly across or get something like that in place when you need to, or use your ships, which could be powered by electricity as well. Just saying. Anyway, so basically that's Edenia's history, and that's kind of the theme throughout this. Even the general talks to Alfred about this later on, saying, look, we're going to get crushed eventually. It's just we're stuck in at all times. We believe in this, the whole thing about putting a lot of guts and effort in, and that'll get us through. The kind of 90s theme for a lot of action heroes, essentially. Work hard and try your best, you will never lose. Basically that kind of thing. So, anyway. So essentially, it's kind of a good timed build-up chapter, because essentially Tatsu Frampt and his crew are more or less above the kingdom. They've used Mono's power, which I did allude to earlier on, because I thought in the previous review I did say that one thing they can use them for is that power. He's like a super battery, and he did tenfold easily by the looks of it, and he sent them into space. So they're kind of in space, floating above Nalbion Kingdom, which is important because what this does is this sets up a plot point further on down the line, potentially next chapter, chapter after, where they can get involved. Not straight away, not directly, but they can get involved. Now, on the flip side to that, it's set up a really good cliffhanger at the ending, because what it's effectively done is it's put Alfred versus the Crusaders, and the Crusaders reminded me of loads of different things. The Crusaders, first of all, you've got the whole Holy Crusade, the Knights Templar situation. We'll not get into that philosophical and the religious thing, but it reminded me of that. That was the first thing. The second thing it reminded me of was Metal Gear Solid, with all the different suited up people that they have there. Metal Gear Solid 2 more than 1, but again, we'll get to that later in a different story if it goes that way. Anyway, so there's that. Then they kind of look like Deathstroke, so there's got the whole Deathstroke thing, and the way they were formed was kind of like the Ginyu Force from Dragon Ball, right? So there's a lot of different themes there, which I found was interesting. Now, let's get to Alfred. Alfred, for the most part, has been living in this place. He escaped being a slave, and he was told all his family and friends were free. Now he's covered in guilt, and he doesn't know how to go back to them because he feels that he should have been saving them for a long time. But here's the thing. They wouldn't have been no better off, because a lot of them were captured anyway, and the only person that was really free was Tatsu at this point. So in reality, he is kind of like the countercoin, or the other side of the coin to how Tatsu is. Tatsu being the optimist, him being the pessimist. So you can see how they will work off each other. So he feels guilty. He's only got Nalbion Kingdom left. He doesn't want to leave them. He will not fight to the death, and it sets up this final fight. There's a lot of other stuff in there about, being lied to and all these other things about them, gonna get destroyed. But the main thing is the Crusaders have now come for Alfred. Tatsu Frampton is above, somewhere in the clouds, way above in space. He will probably run into trouble because their style is built for hand-to-hand combat, so you can't use guns and stuff against them because there won't be no guns. And basically he's in a kind of fighting type disadvantage style-wise. Tatsu's going to help him. He's going to pull out that sword and thunderbolt them. So hopefully this sets up a brilliant setup for next chapter. Hopefully I'll have more time. I'll be able to do 5-point reviews. But without further ado, that is my review. Enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this chapter. I hope you're kind of following the series as it goes along on my playlist and the series in general. Please share and like and comment and subscribe, and let this get out there. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one, or whenever that might be, very soon hopefully. Peace.